Hey everyone, this is Rosemarie from the Unfinished Lesson, and we're going to continue looking at how to set up students for success. We have several video series on the YouTube channel, so please make sure that you go ahead and check those out. This week we're going to take a look at one aspect of a multifaceted practice strategies approach in our studios, and that is practice pouches. Now, why practice pouch? Well, practice pages are wonderful. They tell students what to practice, they can tell students how to practice, but often students just ignore them. They forget to look at them. Parents sometimes forget to print them. In our previous video series in terms of using online storage, I talked about onboarding. I'll drop the link below. So yes, we need to onboard students and parents, but a practice pouch is a way that we can support our students in those 6 days between lessons without them needing to contact us. We need balance. We need a life outside of our studios, and the more that we can provide things for our clients and think ahead to what they're going to need, the less they need to contact us in between lessons to get those things. All right, so a practice pouch. There's a few things I think a practice pouch needs. One, I think that it should fit in a binder. It should be a pencil pouch or something similar. It has the 3 holes in it that allow it to be in a binder. And the reason for that is that the more we can keep things contained for our students, the less likely it is that they're going to lose things. We've all seen it. The pencil that was on the piano the week before is gone from the piano. And it's because it was sitting there, and whether it was our student or someone else in the family, it was picked up, it was used for something, and it wasn't brought back. So there's also a little bit of out of sight, out of mind when it comes to that stuff, that if our students are practicing, they can see it, but otherwise these practice tools or these practice items, they're hidden from the rest of the family. All right, what I'd like you to do is think about what are the things that you want your students to use during practice time. And this is going to change over the course of the year, depending on what you're working on, and it's also going to depend on the level of student. There's a few things that I like to include regardless of level of student. A pencil. I prefer mechanical pencils because they don't need to be sharpened. The reason I don't want a student having to sharpen a pencil is, guess what happens during lesson time? It doesn't seem to ever happen during practice time or before lesson time, always during. And of course, it's always full. And then they have to go empty out the pencil sharpener. So use a mechanical pencil. It saves you time during lesson and the student during practice time. You will have some students, especially some of my neurodiverse students, they really hate mechanical pencils. They really don't like the feel. Obviously, then let them use a different pencil. I think students should have an eraser. We make mistakes as we write things down, or we simply don't need them anymore. I tell students that when we're writing things down, we write it because we need the reminder. When we don't need the reminder, let's get it off the page, right? We don't need that extra information. A little notebook, even just a small flip notebook works really well. Students can write down musical terms, they can write down ideas, they can use it for music games. There's lots of different things. Speaking of games, if you do play games in your studio, having a die that the student can use during the week or even during lesson time is a really great thing to include. If you do points in your studio, I like having points in the studio. For the students that need the external motivation, it works really well. For the students who don't need external motivation, it's just a nice little surprise that they're like, wait, I get a gift card. I'm like, well, you have worked really hard on things and you've earned enough points, so sure. I have my students take care of those though. I'm not going to keep them, with me. I just think that it's something for them. It's not really something for me. So if you do a points card, it can be something as simple as a cue card that you just stamp, or you write down, in tens or hundreds, whatever the points are. If they lose it, they lose the points. They have to start over. If you teach online, then you can set up a digital version of this using a spreadsheet, and then students can just screen share, or they can send you a screenshot of when they reach the number of points they need. So there's lots of things you can include. What I'd like you to do is write down the list of things that you want, things that you think are important, and then don't worry about doing anything else quite yet. We're going to get to the next stages in our next video. All right, I hope you have an amazing day. Please let me know in the comments below, how did this go? What were some of the items that you included? And I will see you in the next video.